Hello everyone, Scott J. Way from Crucible Custom Props, Nerf Works Lab, and all the forums here. Obviously today we have a couple of blasters. These are for the same person, so we're going to do one video for both of them. These are both 100%, well no, okay. This one is 100% Field Marshal or V Music Store or War Machine Paintball setup. So the Denix comes from him. The cast loom scope with brass ends comes from him. The flash hider, the mount, everything, they all come from him. This one is a Field Marshal Denix with a boba kit on it. So first we'll talk about the Luke. So this is the Luke here. We've got his completely prepped Denix where he mills the extractor detail in here. Now it's very shallow compared to the old boba ones. I think boba was a little bit easier to work with because there was more depth on this cut here. Accuracy, they're both a little bit. I think boba was a little bit closer to it, because these tangs here should be closer to the end of the bolt. But Field Marshal also does mill in a stripper clip recess. It's not really necessary, but it's just one of those little details. Now all the new Denixes, this is one of the new Denixes. All the new Denixes have a solid rear sight ramp, so the slider never doesn't move anymore, and it's on the correct side. So they retooled that. Field Marshal also will mill a pocket or recess like I do for my builds for a speaker. But these don't have electronics in them, thank God. And he also has been doing this where he'll mill off the entire bottom part, and he's made these aluminum magazine plates that go in with a magnet and press fit. So that's pretty neat. You can play with it however you like. But one cool thing about the Field Marshal flash hider is it's much more accurate than the boba one. The boba one is they're almost identical in overall dimensions. Boba is a little bit longer back here. This piece is longer, but boba has the radius here is longer, and it's not quite as accurate as this one. This one is more accurate in my opinion. So I think this is pretty much the best bet as far as all replica goes. The M19 comes out really well. It's cast aluminum with brass ends. I think one good thing would be, maybe in the future, maybe Field Marshal will do it, I'm not sure, would be, he even does the little plastic insert for the light port. But another cool thing would be to make these light ports brass, so that way you could change out the solid notch one or the notched one for the Han Solo or the Luke or whatever. But also it would mean that when you weather this, you don't have to do any paint tricks to make it look like brass. It just would be brass. So that's one of the cool things about it. So, oh, and the Luke, of course, has the one greebly that we know is there. So that's about it for that one. Now this one is a Field Marshal Denix with a boba kit. Now I still think boba kit is really, really good. It's very, very accurate. And like the Han Solo Return of the Jedi that I did for myself and on the MGCs, I used to really not care about it at all until I built it, and now it's one of my favorites. I don't know, it's just funky, but it has really cool details about it. So the boba kit comes with some really nicely machined greeblies here. This is a found part scope mount ring. It's not the most they're almost identical to the original, except for the original has a little cut ring around this knob right here, so it's close, but it's about as close as we're going to get, because I think only one or two people have found those original ones. I milled in these details here, which are supposed to be on the Return of the Jedi one. It's pretty straightforward. It gets a spray of flat black over the whole thing, other than the flash hider, which is very lightly weathered. You can see there. That's about it. I mean, the weathering is consistent with the screen use props, but this isn't a replica of any one of those. It's kind of an amalgamation of the three that were used. But it's a pretty cool Pretty cool piece. I tend to like this for some reason. Anyway, well, there it is, guys. These are the two most recent blasters I finished. Coming up are a Field Marshal 100% aluminum E11, which is nearly done. I'm waiting for the scope rail to come. And then I've got a Real Parts EE3 to do and some lightsabers. So stay tuned, and those will come up soon. Thanks.